Hey guys, so this is not like a template for how you should eat. This is just a sample day of how I eat. Some of you have asked for more of these type of videos because you're just not sure how to put stuff together. This is a sample day of that. I think it's a good day to show because it's really, really simple. It's like smoothie and salad and, the wrap I made is really simple. The soup I made is super, super simple. Takes 45 minutes total. And for those of you who are interested in low carb vegan, that's what this is. I didn't mean it to be low carb. It's just kind of how I've been eating lately, mostly because I focus on protein and fat. So I just kind of end up eating less carbs. Again, you definitely do not have to eat low carb. You don't have to eat as much fat as I do. You don't have to eat as much protein as I do. I think I got about 100 grams. That's usually what I aim for. Again, I just find it really, really satisfying. Anyway, so started the day with coffee like I normally do, at least when I'm not weight training. I do try to eat like a protein-rich meal before I weight train, but if I'm just doing cardio or something, I don't really care and I'll just have coffee. So coffee sweetened with Splenda, of course, and some non-dairy milk, and the non-dairy milk that I used is the Silk protein nut milk I've reviewed before on this channel. I think I had a problem with the milk separating before. I think I talked about that in the review, but I didn't have a problem this time. I forgot how much I like this stuff, so I think I'm just gonna keep buying this. It is a little bit more expensive. And just briefly, here was a container of cream cheese that was in the back. It's the Trader Joe's vegan cream cheese, and it sucks. Like all of the vegan cream cheeses that I've tried, they just do not taste good. They don't taste like cream cheese. They've got this weird, plasticky aftertaste. I don't even know how to describe it. It's gross. It really tastes like fake food. I hate that term, but it doesn't taste like food to me. So I'm really hoping that, I think Miyoko's has a cream cheese, and man, if it's anything like their butter, oh my God, they need to get that in stores. And there's my dirty coffee maker. That's just really disgusting. Oh, and there's my dirty Vitamix. That's also really disgusting. It's just mineral buildup. It's not that big of a deal, but yeah, I should probably clean it. It looks gross. Anyway, it is smoothie time, and that's a banana. That's about how ripe the banana is. You want it pretty ripe if you're using bananas for smoothies. And there's some more of the nut milk. This amount is for 2 people, by the way, myself and my partner. So 1 banana, about a cup of the Silk protein milk, some wild blueberries. I think I put a cup of those in. Some ice, because I like my smoothies pretty freezy. And some water, some ice cold water from the fridge, because again, I like them pretty cold. And a bunch of chia seeds, 10 grams, 15 grams, something like that. And some protein powder. This is the Garden of Life raw protein powder. I hadn't tried this for a while. I used it a little bit in my raw days. I like that there's no stevia or anything in it. It's totally unflavored. And it's just got a texture that I like. It's kind of like a chalky texture. I don't know. I just like that texture. It's insanely expensive. I think it was $35 or something for that container. It's so ridiculous, but I just wanted to try it again. And yeah, it's fine. I would never, ever, ever buy it again. I like protein powder. I like using it. It's an easy way to get protein without, getting a ton of calories. But I can get it way cheaper off Amazon. I can get some soy protein powder or even pea protein, for $10 a pound. Or you could just use beans, white beans, Great Northern, cannellini, navy beans. Cook those nice and soft, and you can use those in smoothies. I've definitely done that before, as long as you don't salt them. It's totally fine. You don't even taste it, and it makes the smoothie nice and creamy, and adds some protein without adding a ton of calories from cashews or whatever you would normally put in a smoothie to make it creamy. So about a scoop of the protein powder, and again, that's for 2 people, and some walnuts, lots of walnuts. I think I used 50 grams of walnuts, something like that. So lots of omega-3. Not just from the walnuts, but from the chia seeds as well. I like to put omega-3 rich stuff into my morning meals just to make sure that I get enough throughout the day, because it's an easy thing to kind of forget. I find, at least for me. So as long as I'm making a super omega-3 rich smoothie in the morning, I know that I'm getting enough. And now we have lots and lots and lots of cinnamon. That's actually Ceylon cinnamon. I like to keep it in that container because it's a nice container. And now we're blending it up, and of course it's going to get stuck like it always does. And I just hate getting out the tamper. So I do my shaky shake method, and usually that works. I don't remember if it worked this time. Oh, it did! That's so fun. But I still have to get the tamper out anyway, because as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff a bunch of protein powder and chia seeds stuck to the sides. So what I would normally do is blend the like blueberries and banana and water and milk and walnuts and stuff first, and then once it's all liquefied, I would add in the protein powder and the chia seed or anything that was going to stick, you know, cocoa powder, something like that, because then you can kind of put it in the middle and make sure that it doesn't get all stuck to the sides. Oh, and it's just so pretty. It was actually a little bit sweet. I think it would be better with like a mixture of blueberry and like raspberry or strawberry, something like that. Okay, so now making some tasty wraps. We have these low carb, high fiber wraps. They've got a good amount of protein in them, and they're nice. They don't fall apart. I find that so many of these wheat wraps just totally fall apart. So I've got some hummus there that we made. Chickpeas, obviously. I guess not obviously. You can make hummus with a lot of stuff. But chickpeas and salt and lemon juice, tahini, and canola oil. So more omega-3s. It's just way tastier, I find, than the packaged stuff. The commercial stuff is just way too tart. Yeah, like the Sabra hummus. Oof, I'm not a fan. And here's the tofu that I like. The Trader Joe's high protein tofu. It has like, it's just so super packed. So that's really great. You don't have to press it at all to get more water out. I really like that. But yeah, so I fried a little bit of that in some oil. Not really fry. I always say fry. It's not at that high of a temperature. And then adding some of this delicious roasted garlic dressing that I really like. And I added a little too much, and now I'm just trying to spread it out because that'll fix it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I was thinking there. And now here's some tomato, some Roma tomato. And as you can see, I've already put way too much stuff in this wrap. This is a problem for me, and I don't know how to solve it. I can't stop. I can't stop adding way too much stuff. And here's more stuff because that'll fix it. Oh God, it's so sad. Look, it's so, why? Like, I'm watching this and it's so obvious. It's too much stuff. But when I'm making it, I can't do it. Oh yeah, no, that's how you do it. That's how, oh, it looks great. Okay, that looks not terrible. Oh, look at that. That looks delicious. Oh, and look, delicious green bowls. I can't help it. I really like green. So this is some really tasty soup. The green is killing me. It looks so ugly. Anyway, the soup, this is, it's basically this recipe. I think it's a Martha Stewart recipe for just a vegetable bean soup. And it's so good and it's so simple. The only thing I do differently, I add more beans. I think she uses like 2 cans of beans. So that's like 3 cups. I use like 4 to 5 cups. And these beans were broken down a little bit. They have been in the freezer. So that's why the soup is kind of orangey color. They've kind of really broken down in the soup, so it's more orange than red. I kind of like it the other way when they're not so broken down. It's more brothy, but either way is really good. I think hers calls for dried thyme. Instead, I use this ratatouille seasoning from Spice House that is super tasty. And then for the broth, I use bouillon, this Better Than Bouillon. That's just my favorite. I basically never buy vegetable broth or anything like that. I always use this stuff. So that was my lunch, and it was a lot of food. I was so full. It was just a little bit too much food, and you saw that huge glass of water that I had along with it too. Okay, so then sometime later in the day, I had a green apple and some peanut butter, and I forgot how tart green apples are. Yeah, when I was a kid, I loved sour stuff, but not so much anymore. They're just too tart for me. Anyway, that's me cutting an apple in case you need help with that. I don't, honestly, this knife needs to be sharpened. You can tell I'm kind of pushing down as I'm cutting, which is not good. That's how you injure yourself. You want your knives as sharp as possible using blunt knives. That's how you get injured. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, so then they have the peanut butter right there, natural, creamy Kroger peanut butter. It's just peanuts and salt, so that's pretty cool. It's not as good as the stuff with sugar in it, but you know. And here I'm adding a little bit of Splenda just because, again, the green apple is so incredibly tart. If I'm eating peanut butter with like Fuji or Pink Lady or something, I don't, but these are just really tart. And next, for a tiny snack, I had some of these chocolates. They had these in the clearance section at our store. These Seattle chocolate, and this is the salted almond. It comes with 3 different types, these little wrapped chocolates. This is my favorite. It's really good. It's actually pretty salty, and it's got lots of almonds in there, as you can see. And then a little later, I had another one. This is the dark with cocoa nibs, also really good. I mean, it says dark chocolate. It's really not. This is like most dark chocolate. There's like a ton of sugar in it. And now I'm making a salad to offset the like 100 calories of sugar that I just ate. So yeah, we have some romaine lettuce here in the spinner, getting less wet, and some chickpeas. I think I'm measuring it to like, what does that say? 120, it looks like, about 120 or so. And I like to cook them a little more firm when I'm using them in like salads, like when I want to keep them whole, or in soups. Whereas if I'm using them for like hummus, then I cook them pretty soft. And here's a cucumber, in case you forgot what cucumbers look like. It's actually a seedless cucumber. They are more expensive, but they're so much tastier. Just really, really like them. And yeah, I'm just slicing them into little half moons. And here's a Roma that's getting a little bit wrinkly, and I'm cutting off the little blossom end there. I mean, it's fine. You don't have to, but it's just, I find it kind of yucky. And now I'm adding some hemp seeds. I think it's about 10 grams, and a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of salt, and some more of that roasted garlic dressing. And oh, wow, that looks kind of pretty. So other than that, I had a supplement. I did have a multivitamin, which has B12 and D and a bunch of other stuff. And that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Comments and questions down below. If you want to subscribe, that's super cool. If you want to let me know what you ate for today, or whatever day. I mean, I filmed this like a week ago, so it's not really today. Come on. Don't be silly. You can do that down below, and if you subscribe, I already said that. Support the channel. Patreon.com/unnaturalvegan. Become a Patreon, as I see people saying, which just cracks me up. I've seen it so much. It's patron, guys, like patronage, patron. You're not becoming a Patreon. Anyway, thanks so much, everybody. Have a nice day.